Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. You are in for such a treat tonight. I am so super excited. I'm Nikki McCutchen. I will be your host this evening. The call tonight will be for 30 minutes. And if we have new people on the call, just know that whoever invited you must really care about you to want you to know about this technology. And you're in for a treat tonight because we have a really special story about what has happened with Miss Belinda and the patches. And I got to hear her story earlier. This was it this week or last week? I can't remember, but it's really good. Y'all are going to be so excited. So I want to start with a medical disclaimer. Tonight, what we will be sharing is for informational purposes only. All LifeWay products are not intended to treat, cure, diagnose, or prevent any dis-ease. If you're on medications or have medical conditions or are pregnant or nursing, please check with your physician first. And with that, I am going to turn this evening over to Belinda so she can share with us her journey with the patches, how long you've been using the patches. I know we have kind of a specific event that we're going to talk about this evening. But I'm just going to let you take it away, Belinda. Thank you so much.
Hello, I'm Belinda, and I'm here to share my story or stories because there's a few stories within a story here. First, a little bit about my history. I've been with LifeWave now for 2 years. I've always been interested in alternative ways of medicine from a very young age. So I've always researched methods that will actually help me, you know, heal or get better, or things that support my healing process for many years now, about 20 years. So then I'm gonna skip to currently. Back in September, I was diagnosed with Bell's palsy. Ironically, you cannot see it now.
Oh, it's amazing.
Because yes, I've been using the patches for 2 years, and I think they've been a lot of help. My first, when I was first diagnosed with Bell's palsy, I had no idea what it was, and I had no idea that I even had it. So now I'm going to share my screen so you can see pretty much what Bell's palsy looks like and what it is. So this was pretty much what my face looked like during Bell's palsy. And what happened is that I was sitting at work one day, and I was drinking my matcha tea in the morning with ice, and I felt like a ice cube falling to the left side of my face. And immediately I felt a shooting pain through my teeth. And so I thought, oh my God, I think I have a cavity. I must have some decay on my teeth, and I need to go to the dentist. But I continued to work. But as I'm sitting there working, I felt this flash of ice go from my teeth, the left side of my teeth, shoot up to my brain and right across, as if ice was running through my head. And I paid no mind to it. I sat on my desk and I continued to work, and I continued to go on, have meetings throughout the day. I paid no mind to it. I called my dentist and kept working on. So it was literally a facial paralysis. It didn't occur immediately, which was why I thought, oh, wow, like nothing was wrong with me, just a tooth decay. However, within days, I realized that my face on my left side was feeling weird. The following day in the afternoon, I had a Zoom meeting, and I'm looking at my face in the Zoom meeting. I'm like, wow, there's something different about me. I must not be getting any rest. I must be tired. I don't know. I definitely only slept like 4 hours the night before. So I'm dehydrated. I had all these ideas of what it was. but I never thought anything in my mind that it was facial paralysis. And I'm looking at my face in the Zoom. I got up the next day, which was Saturday, and I went and I was going to mow the lawn and weed whack because I like weed whacking. It really helps me de-stress. So I went to go weed whack. And when I'm looking at the mirror, preparing myself to go, I realized that every time I opened my mouth, my left side of the mouth was not rising the same way as my right. And it was just something was wrong with me. And I was like, I think this tooth decay is really like causing some kind of mouth problem. But I still went to weed whack and I still went to do everything that I was scheduled to do. And I said, okay, at the end of the day, I'm going to go to patients first because there's no way I'm going to go to the emergency room. I'm going to go to, one of those emergency care centers. I don't have any time to be 4 hours in an emergency room. I'm just not going to do that. And I went to the emergency care. And immediately they told me within an hour, well, you didn't have a stroke, but you do have Bell's palsy. And we can't tell you where you got it from, but we can tell you that it might be an infection, it might be viral, it could be just about anything, but you definitely have Bell's palsy. You need to, contact your doctor and go to a neurologist. First mistake I made, I didn't pay attention the first time. I could have had a stroke. And I sat there and I still did my work. Big mistake. If I had a stroke on Thursday, I would have been done by Saturday. I'm blessed that it was only Bell's palsy. So I'm still waiting. I still have not seen my doctor because I have to wait all the way to December. I still have not seen a neurologist, which I was referred to. And I have been to my dentist. And I had some dental work, but it was not that. The dentist clearly told me that the nerve that is responsible for Bell's palsy wasn't the same as the nerves that are affecting the left side of my teeth. So going into how I started thinking, because I'm always think, and I'm always experimenting with my body and trying to figure out how to make myself feel better, be stronger. I have a grandchild and I have 3 children. I want to live as healthy as possible for as long as I could possibly do. So back in, I had COVID in 2020, December of 2022 to the first week of January 2023. Actually, it was 2023 to 2024. And I thought, I've heard before that these viral infections could be due to parasites. And that when you start detoxing from parasites, you may have problems that you're not aware of, or just strange things could happen. And I had been detoxing from parasites, thinking that I was doing it mildly, not realizing that it will have a huge effect on my body. Lucky for me, I had been using the patches. One of the places that I started, what I started to do originally was with the patches, detoxing with the patches. But then I continued to use other things to detox. Because I was thinking that part of the problem that I had Bell's palsy could have been parasite related. So then I patched for the Bell's palsy originally. And I will show you what method I used to patch for Bell's palsy. So I patch for Bell's palsy every day according to the patch placements for Bell's palsy. And after I did all the patch placements for Bell's palsy, I started doing the patch placement to detox for parasites, heavy metals, and everything else. In addition to patch placements for Bell's palsy, I also patched every night for anxiety. I made sure, one, that I used the patches, two, that I was extremely not extremely, but very well hydrated. Just make sure that I was drinking at least half my body weight. So I'm 140 pounds. I was drinking uh, 70 ounces of water per day. Um, I've always have meditated for 10 minutes a day, but to reduce anxiety, I started meditating twice a day, 15 minutes each time for 30 minutes. And I did facial massages for the Bell's palsy, in addition to the patches again. Um, I did not have a doctor that actually told me what to do because I have not seen my doctor. So within the first week, I did not see any doctor. No doctor told me what to do. I used exactly these things: the patches, meditation, and hydration. Within a week after, I visit a hormone doctor quarterly. And just my luck, my appointment was due. My quarterly appointment was due. And at that point, that's when they gave me viral medication. I had not taken any until 2 weeks after the Bell's palsy. Then I continued um, doing patch placements for parasites. And I added my own twist to things because I've been experimenting with um, homeopathic remedies for a long time. And so I started using other products that are going to help me detox from parasites, including castor oil, using castor oil on my face and on my body, um, getting continuous massages, massaging my face, doing exercise for the Bell's palsy. Now, the Bell's palsy occurred in late August, the last week of August, and I had the Bell's palsy for a total, the facial paralysis was noticeable for 3 weeks. I don't know if anybody has any questions or if I'm going too fast. Please
You're
let me
doing
know.
great. Yep, you're doing great.
So I only had the facial paralysis for 3 weeks. However, I could tell you personally, for me, the way I felt, or what I felt was the heaviest on me, was not the stress of how I looked. My children love me, and I have people around me that I love, and it didn't even cross my mind. But the stress level started coming in because my routines had to change. My food was falling out of my mouth. My eyes weren't closing. My left eye wouldn't close. So when I showered, soap was getting into it. When I went to bed, I had to make sure I closed my eye because it would stay open. I had to manually close it. I had to cover my face. Um, Everything I drank was, even with a straw, would be coming out of my mouth. And so that started playing a stressor in like a anxiety in my head, because I just thought this can last for a year. Some people have had this for much longer than a year. And I don't know how I would have, how many things I would have had to change in my life in order to live a new way of life, which was holding this part of my mouth so that I can eat, or holding this part of my mouth so that fluids wouldn't come out. Ironically, it took 3 weeks for it to go away. In 2 weeks, nobody even knew that I had Bell's palsy. I did, but nobody knew. To me, that was an amazing recovery. I don't know. I cannot tell you if it would have happened without the patches, because I do not believe it would. I think the positions of the patches help to relieve the muscle stress on my face. The glutathione helped to maintain heavy levels, help my immune system, so that if it was viral, I was already healing it from the inside or helping myself from the inside. My body was doing its job through the support of these patches. And of course, it wasn't solely the patches. I take vitamins. I did I exercised my muscles on my face. I massaged my face. I practiced more awareness in how I handle stress. I became more aware of what was important and handling my stress and not letting the stress handle me was a huge thing to learn in those 3 weeks for my life. And realizing that I was surrounded by so many people that loved me and how much more easier life is to have them. In a situation where I needed to change my life was a true blessing. And these patches were, godsend. Any questions?
You're doing great.
These links that are here will tell you. So this is a book that I use, The Cure of All Diseases by Helder Clark. I had read that book already, like maybe 6 or 8 months ago. And that's when I started really considering how much help I'm getting from the patches to detox from parasites and heavy metals. I also used 33 ways to get rid of parasites. I also linked in here sites that you can go to find out about parasites in your body, because a lot of these viral infections, they are parasitable. And people need to know this. This right here was the patch placement I used for Bell's palsy. I use this every day for 3 weeks. And then I changed to the patch protocol for detoxing. This patch protocol here, I used every night. It helped me sleep, it helped me unwind, and it helped me with the stress. In addition to the 15 minutes meditation, I would not miss that.
So will you go back one screen? Can you go back one screen? To the next one? Okay, so on here, when you're saying you use this every day, you did day 1 and then day 2, and then you did this next for the face, or you were combined day 1. How were you doing that?
I started with the face. So I did day 1, day 2, and then I went around to the eyes, day 1 and day 2, and I kept it going in circles that way. So
Okay,
face
so it was
1 and
basically
2,
4 days,
yes.
4 days of, okay.
But
And
I
you did that for
continued
3
revolving
weeks?
those 4 days over and over
For 3 weeks? Okay.
in the daytime. Because I know that in addition to the X39.
Okay.
So everything here, I added the X39 to the GV14.
And that was the only patch that you added?
That was the only patch that I added.
Okay. And then so at the 3 weeks, when your Bell's palsy wasn't noticeable anymore, then you stopped this?
Then I stopped this and I started, well, this I did during the day for 3 weeks. And this I did during the evening for 3 weeks.
And this is
And
also the
to
brain
this,
balance, right?
yes. And to this, I added glutathione on the LV3.
And you were wearing the glutathione at night with the Eon.
Yes.
Okay, and LV3, where liver 3 is on your foot, the
Yes.
top of your foot. Okay, your
Yes.
right top of your right foot, between there's a soft spot between your big toe and your next toe, and that's LV3, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Once I completed the 3 weeks of this, I started with a 15-day patch placement for detox. I didn't include that one here.
Yeah, so
But
I would say for those of you who are on here and haven't heard about that, just get back with the person who invited you tonight, and they can get you that if you want to know more about that 15-day detox.
that's a great start. And that's the best start to detoxing your bodies from metals and parasites, from heavy metals and parasites. And that is actually the the most compassionate way to do it. When you get into other things like I did, I use, if you see in this slide, you'll see that I use castor oil pills. I use castor oil because I actually rub it all over my body. I put it on the bottom of my feet. I put it on my neck. I put it on my breast. I put it everywhere on my arms. Why? Because when you're detoxing from parasites, they will come out and lay eggs on your skin. We don't, I mean, it sounds terrible, but these things are so tiny, you don't see them. But you want to be aware that castor oil has this chemical, is you name is actually here, anthelmintic, which kills parasites within 14 seconds. That article I included there, this is a study. Of course, they did the study on worms. They didn't do it on actual parasites, but it kills worms within 14 seconds.
Wow, I did not know that about castor oil. That's impressive.
Uh-huh. I thought castor oil was a gift from God. That is the definite thing. It does amazing things.
Absolutely.
So I use it and when I say everywhere, I mean everywhere. You want to cover your bottom because that's where they come from and lay eggs. The queen comes out and lays eggs around your bottom part. It just does. And those little things, they come out. They
Yes.
come out from the back and go up and hang, they just crawl around until they.
And
Yeah,
they do it at night. So if you're very itchy there at night, you need to understand that you absolutely have parasites. So you need to do a parasite detox for sure if you are having problems when you're sleeping and notice that you're itchy.
yes. And part of the way you deal with that itchy spot is cover it with some castor oil. I mean, don't put it internally, but externally. You cover that area so that when the queen comes out to lay eggs, they will die. And that's the one thing that I noticed when I was doing the patches. I felt like something was going on down there, and I didn't realize what it was. Because I never had that problem. I'm like, but this is, I've been feeling this for a little, what? And then I started getting paranoid. I started thinking that it was all the other things I could not imagine. I'm like, oh my God, this could be some horrible thing. It is horrible. It doesn't sound good. We human beings are not going to get rid of parasites. They're everywhere. You
That's
breathe
right.
them in. When you're laying down in your bed, they actually shed on your bed, and you can get isopropyl alcohol and spray your bed, and you'll get rid of what you shed. But you're not going to walk everywhere with isopropyl alcohol. You're not going to go to a New York City train and have isopropyl alcohol, spray that down, and then hold on to the pole. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
You're going to get them again. But the blessing is that the 15-day detox patch placement, you can do that every month, every other month. You can do that as much as you want, and you're not going to get the huge amount of symptoms that you're going to get if you go in another direction. Because of course, castor oil is going to have you in the bathroom, and you're going to have to take a day for yourself to go to the bathroom if you're doing it correctly.
So you're saying you're even just rubbing it on your skin. You're not taking it internally. You're just rubbing it on your skin and you're saying you're going to have to go to the bathroom.
If you put it on your abdomen area, you will go to the bathroom too. Not the same way as if you're internally taking it. Because if you're taking castor oil pills, you're going to go to the bathroom. It's used as a laxative. You're definitely going to go. If you rub it on your abdomen area, it's actually great for your liver. It detoxes your liver. Part of detoxing your liver is going to the bathroom. So if you do it at night, you're going to notice that you're going to move sometime in the morning. You probably haven't moved, but you will start moving. Your bowels will start moving more frequently. You want that because you want to go to the bathroom to get rid of parasites. Every time you go there, they're going bye-bye. But if you're not taking it internally, you're not killing parasites internally.
Yeah.
The patches will do it, but you want to make sure that you're doing what you need to do. You're hydrating well. You're going to the bathroom. Because if you're not hydrating well, you're not going to the bathroom.
Yeah.
You want to make sure you're doing these things because you want to get rid of whatever dies. The terrible thing about killing parasites in your body is that if you do not get rid of them, they are toxic to you. They leave chemicals behind that are destructive to you. You can get migraines, which sometimes people, when they're detoxing with the patches, they don't realize that they're getting headaches, and they're getting headaches because their body's detoxing. It's one of the things that happen when you're detoxing, when you've had parasites, because they die. And when they die, they leave the same amount of chemicals that these chemical plants are pouring into our airs.
Yeah, they off gas. So when they die, they off gas, and that goes everywhere into your system. And we have something called biofilm in our body, and that builds up over time. And so you need to take some type of binder that will pull that biofilm out, and then that will help to release the parasites that are hiding under there. But then it's a process. You have to keep doing it, like Belinda's saying. You have to, every month, every other month. I actually do parasite cleansing at least 4 times a year. I use a company called Cellcore. I love their binders. Obviously, the patches, the castor oil is obviously fabulous. I didn't even know you could do all this with castor oil, so this is fabulous. But yeah, the parasite cleansing is huge. Most people don't think that we have parasites like you're talking about, but when you think about your pets, you take them to the veterinarian, and there's always some type of parasite thing that they're doing for your pets. So if your pets can have parasites, that means we can have parasites as well. So, and like Belinda was talking about, if you have parasites and you have your spouse is sleeping next to you in the bed, those parasites are going to transfer to your spouse. So you need to both be parasite cleansing. So you need to, yes, all these things are super, super helpful. And I normally do my parasite cleansing around full moons because they come out of your lungs and go down into your gut during full moons. And that way you can kill, and they'll lay the eggs. So you can kill more parasites during a full moon, which is why a lot of people can't sleep. Like my thing is that I've always felt movement in my stomach when I sleep at night. And I just thought, my food was digesting. Oh no, I had parasites. So that was a big key that I didn't know when I first learned all of that. So yeah, so if your stomach is moving around when you're sleeping, it's not because it's digesting your food. It's because you have parasites and you need to parasite cleanse. So yeah.
There's
Interesting.
another product. There's other products that I use, but now that I'm aware, I start learning more because it just comes with it. Like the one thing that I can tell you, and I'm going to emphasize, is that I use the patches. When I got Bell's palsy, though, I wasn't using the patches for about 2 months. I just slacked off, and I regretted slacking off. I have to tell you, I just slacked off because I was so busy at work. It was a busy time at work. I was dealing with taxes, work. I got busy, and I just slacked off. I wasn't using the patches. But
So Belinda, why did you first start? Like, why did you consider using the patches in the beginning when you originally started using them?
well, it was mainly because I have a high stressful job, and I have body aches. When I get under a lot of stress, my body starts hurting. I won't sleep for days. I'll sleep, but I'll sleep half awake. And the 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 length of time that that's happening causes your body to start just not healing when you sleep. So I
Mhm.
needed something that was going to help me with inflammation because high stress levels cause inflammation. And so I needed something that was going to help me with inflammation, was going to help me sleep, help me help with my anxiety. Um, Mary, she told me about the patches a year before, but I was just too busy. That's all I'm going to say. Like in my mind, I was like, oh, I'm just too busy. I don't have time. And one
Yeah.
day I was under so much stress and so much pain and everything. I said, you know what? The worst thing that can happen is that they don't work. And if it
Mhm.
doesn't work, I'll still be listening. I went to her. In 24 hours, I came back and I said, I am buying those patches and I will get them for the rest of my life.
Yes,
There
that's
is no
awesome.
way. There is no way I would be, I cannot thank David Schmidt enough for inventing the patches.
Right.
Uh,
I agree with you. Yeah. Did we get through all of your slides?
this last slide, because I had a person ask me, because sometimes when you're doing parasite cleanse, your nose will itch, your ears will itch. So for my ears, I use ear oil because I noticed my ears were itching. So I use ear oil pretty much at night and I use ear oil in the day. My ears have stopped itching, but it took a while. When I say a while, I'm talking about 6, 7 months. And it took that long because I didn't know what it was. Originally, I had no idea that it was related. So
Mm.
once I figured out that it was related, I just started using ear oil. I put a link where I get it from, just in case. No, you don't have to get it where I get it. I'm not advertising, but some people ask me, like, where do you get it from?
Is it on? So I'm not seeing it on this screen.
Um, did the screen not?
So I see diatomaceous earth, garlic oil pills, olive oil or oil of
Under from,
oregano.
under from is ear oil, right under it.
Oh, it's because my chat's there. Sorry. Okay, keep
It's
going.
okay. So that's one thing that I use. Here's another product that I learned amazing things about, and it's diatomaceous earth for your pets and yourself. That's
Yeah, see
so,
food grade. Yeah.
yeah. Um, another amazing product for, of course, this is great for parasites, viral bacteria, is garlic oil pills. Garlic oil pills, they also do, thing is you have to maintain your health, right? So we're looking at not just getting rid of them, but also keeping them away. Garlic oil pills will help keep them away, oregano oil pills will help keep them away. Diatomaceous earth will detox your animals and yourself, and it's a natural product, is not medication. Um, Also great for detox, is also great for parasites for your pets and yourself. Also great to keep bugs and everything out of your house. So these are other products that I've learned and that I've tried and used myself.
Yeah, I love that. You can sprinkle diatomaceous earth even in your all your flower beds in your garden. I actually the one that's food grade, I wipe my cats down with it. And I wear like rubber gloves when I do that because it's got like little particles that are oh I don't shells and stuff
Can
like
inhale them.
yeah, mhm. Yeah, so I wear gloves so it doesn't break up my skin. I shake it in their cat litter boxes, and then I also mix it up in their food
Oh,
so that they will get that parasite cleansing effect
that's really good.
when they eat. Yeah, so the food grade, make sure you get the food grade. And oil of oregano is fabulous to kill all kinds of viruses. So, if we start getting sick at my house, we get out the oil of oregano and we're taking it with a carrier oil, put it in drops of it in little capsules with the carrier oil, and we take that. Good
The link
stuff.
that I put there is for the pills, for the oil of oregano pills. I do have the oil of oregano, just the oil, because I use it for other things. Like I'll make ointments for myself.
Mhm,
Um, I use a lot of this stuff on my skin. If I can consume it, I can put it on my skin pretty
mhm.
much. Just to
Yeah,
make sure that I don't, I'm killing bacteria,
yeah.
viruses, and everything.
Oil
Uh,
of oregano is a hot oil, so you have to be real careful with it if you're gonna put it on your skin. Just so everybody knows,
Thank you.
knows that. But and I buy it from Gaia, Gaia. That's a good brand as well for oils and stuff. A good brand to
Yeah.
purchase from. So
These are just the things that I've used. I always tell people, and I'm going to say it, I wrote it there, please consult the doctor, because I I don't have a lot of, I don't have high blood pressure, any high cholesterol. I don't have diabetes. I don't have any other things that I need to worry about. Oh my God, is it going to cause any problems with the medications that I'm taking? I'm not on any medications. So I don't, and if I do start medications, I definitely do not use these products with even antibiotics. I just stop everything and just use what the doctor tells me. And then when I complete that cycle, then I'll start with natural products. I don't mix them.
yeah. So Belinda, did you when you after this, when you did the 15-day detox, did you also do the 5-day severe symptom before it or just the cellular regeneration?
I just did the cellular regeneration.
Okay, so not the 5 days. Okay, let me see if there's any other questions here. So yeah, so Ursula, she's saying castor oil will do this alone. Um, and so then she wants you to explain like then what? Like, because obviously when we're thinking about putting castor oil all over our bodies, we're thinking about our bed sheets, if I'm getting it on everything because it's so sticky. So tell us a little bit about that.
I I wear pajamas. I wear pajamas and long sleeve. I since I realized that I was detoxing from parasites and pretty much that it sheds, I do not wear the same pajamas every day. I wear long sleeve uh, shirts with, you know, pajama pants, socks. I pretty much just cover my entire body
Mhm.
so that I can go to bed. And if I shed, I'll shed all my clothes. And then in the morning, I just, you know, put it in the wash. I don't
Mhm.
wear the same every day. And
Yeah.
I also spray my bed down with, in the morning when I wake up, with the isopropyl alcohol, and I spray it down before I go to bed. I'm just trying to do whatever I can do proactively to get rid of as much as possible. I don't think I'll get rid of all of them, but I'll feel better. And
Yeah.
I could tell you, so I got the Bell's palsy at the end of August, and I had it through the month of September. And I could tell you one thing, I've gotten a few peaceful sleeps. And when I say peaceful, I wake up feeling brand new because I
Mm.
no longer feel any itches. My ears don't itch.
Mhm.
My nose don't itch. I I can wake up and feel like I'm brand new, like refreshed. But I didn't know how long this process really of detoxing from parasites. Um, I believe it's taken me about 6 months. The Bell's
Yeah.
palsy took me um 3 weeks, and I think
Yeah.
that is a lot of thank you to the patches.
Absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, Mary's asking for you to share about the parasites coming out of your eyes. And I know I can tell you too because of the parasites. So 30% of the parasites you can see. 70% are too small for you to see. So just so you understand that, why it's so important that you do these types of cleanses. So I could physically see parasites and biofilm coming out when I was using a binder to help all of it pull all of those things out of my, stomach and intestines and colon and all of that. So yeah, will you share, Belinda, about your eyes?
So the eyes, people don't realize that that mucus that comes out, that's really long. And it's not, it's actual parasites. It's just when you when you go in, sometimes you'll see like something in your eye and you'll be like, oh, let me get this out. And that right there is an actual parasite. It's like a slimy, thin boogie. It's like a slimy, thin boogie. You'll also see them, you'll also get the same, see on the nose. The nose would be about similar to what you'll see coming out your eyes. Little by little, you go like this and you pull, and it's like a string. That right there is a little parasite.
Yeah.
Sounds nasty, but
Well, and it's better out than in, right? Like that's
yes.
my philosophy. Like it's better out than in. I do not want to keep these things in my body. They need to come out.
They lay eggs. They lay eggs in your nose, and you'll start feeling itchy nose, and you're thinking that itchy nose is seasonal.
Yeah.
Really, it's not. No, it's them. It's them.
Well, and there's, like you said, because of all the toxins that the parasites off gas, then there's all kinds of illnesses and issues without us naming a bunch of conditions that are actually parasites. And so if you can parasite cleanse and get rid of all that, it's amazing the types of diagnoses that you have that then will go away. So this is really critical just for health journey overall is parasite cleansing. So we are way over time, but Belinda, do you have anything else? Because I'm just going to go over the X39 real quick. If you have, unless you have anything else you want to add.
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. This was absolutely amazing. So I'm just going to explain one of our patches. Belinda showed you a patching protocol specific to acupuncture points for the Bell's palsy. And that's what any of our protocols are based around is acupuncture points. So they're very helpful. It's why when she's telling you that these detoxes really work is because we're using certain meridians, certain points that help with all of that. But our main technology that we always start people with, which is why Belinda also said that protocol plus the X39. The reason is because of everything that the X39 does. So all of our products work through a process called photobiomodulation. That's just a big word for light making change in the body. Our bodies emit infrared light, and that infrared light is reflected off of this patch technology. This is what they look like, little patches. It reflects off that little white center is a crystal lattice structure that's reflective, that our infrared light is then reflected back into us, okay? So when you step outside in the sun hits your skin and your eyes. It tells your body to make vitamin D. This same thing happens with our own infrared light. So now we are the sun. We are the light source. We are the heat source. And that technology then reflects back at a specific frequency to target specific peptides, telling those peptides to get up and get working again in our body. So the specific peptide that X39 activates, it's a GHK copper peptide. It activates dormant stem cells, which means you can have almost any type of health benefit because we are getting stem cells active. Every cell in your body was once a stem cell. So if we can reactivate stem cells, anything is possible. Okay. It also activates the cardiovascular system, supports the cardiovascular system from the base. So everything about your cardiovascular system, it supports the collagen from the base. So foundational support for our body is what we are made of is collagen, bones, skin, tissue, muscle is all fibers. Everything in our body is based on collagen. Wound healing, immune system. The list is very long. If you Google GHK copper peptide or GHKCU, you're going to get a long list of benefits that does. The recommendation is that you wear this product 12 hours on, 12 hours off. 12 hours on to activate and repair. 12 hours off to allow your body a break from the stimulation, from the light being reflected, telling those peptides to get up and get working. It needs a break so that it can rest and rejuvenate. You put on a brand new patch the next day, and then it tells your body to get up and get active again, get those stem cells and the peptides moving and generating, doing what God designed them to do in your body. So we recommend 1 month for every decade you are old. So if you are 50, you want to wear them for 5 months to really see what this technology is going to do for you and the benefits that you can have. The longer you use the technology, just like Belinda was talking about how she's been using it for 2 years, and even, things still happen. We're still exposed to parasites, right? This is a normal process. Like even on our food that we eat, that's a normal thing that we're exposed to is parasites. And so we have to do things like wear the patch technology, like using castor oil, like using different cleanses, and all those other great recommendations that Belinda gave to help keep our bodies detox properly so that they can work optimally, which is what we're going for. And that's what this technology does as well. It helps to support our body so that it can function and work optimally. So for as long as the Lord gives us here on this earth, we can live every day to the fullest and maximize the time that he gives us here. And so I think, and hydration, like Belinda said, huge key for any type of health to occur in your body. Half your body weight in ounces, okay? At least half your body. If you sweat, if you, work out, if you are wearing patches, you need to drink even more than half your body weight. And if you drink coffee, if you drink pop, again, you need to drink more water so that you can flush those things out of your system as well. So, Belinda, we are just beyond grateful that you came on here tonight and that you shared this amazing story with us. Your story is going to help so many people. I can't even imagine just having those things going on with my face. And like you said, you were fine, you were confident, your family loved you. But yet that's a real change. That's something that you had going on that you had to deal with that could really cause more stress. And thankfully, you had this amazing technology to help you and then to be willing to come on and share with us so that anyone in our lives that we know that's going through something like this, they can have an example. They can have something that we can offer them that can help them. And so we so appreciate you sharing all of your knowledge and all of the studying and all the things that you've gone through to get you here and to just be able to regenerate that quickly. So thank you so much. It's going to help so many people. So we just really appreciate you taking time to do that for us tonight. So everyone, thank you so much for joining us. Please get back to the person who invited you here. Tell them you want to start this technology now. Get started with us today so that you can see all of the amazing things that we're talking about, that we've experienced, that Belinda's experienced. Please get started. Get back with them and start today. So thank you all so much for joining us. We pray blessing over each and every one of you. Good night, everyone.
Good night. Thank
God
you.
bless.